There we go. Hello, and it's always something. It's always something at the start of these things. There's something. Anyway, hello, Midnight Coders, and welcome. So, tonight, my co-host Prof has been asking for a little bit of mentorship for a little while now with some Java stuff, and so tonight we are going to take the swing at. We're going to take a swing at a banking API so that our next round we can build a JavaFX front end that's going to make RESTful APIs to our RESTful back end that we're about to build. So let's make sure that we've got this full cup of coffee. I'm not going to sip on it because it's freaking hot. I learned that the hard way just before we started this. Let's dive on
That's
in.
why your voice is so high. Your vocal cords are burnt.
Oh my god, that was painful. It actually hurt. It actually hurt.
Alright.
Oh
So
my god.
let's get started. Uh, and for the viewers and potential future employers watching this, a disclaimer: I'm not this bad at Java. I will be deliberately asking more elementary questions to give you a feeling of what it's like to get mentored by Mike. It's a great experience, and I'm sure you'll be able to witness that. So for today, I'll be role playing a beginner programmer, even though I have quite a bit more experience than that.
And
Rest
if you
assured.
and if you'd like to if you'd like to get on with my mentorship, you can join my Discord, get in touch with me. There's also this magical link right over there somewhere. Right down over here. Whoa! If you'd like to support me as well. So, without further ado, I think there may be some more
Yes.
ado throughout this view. Don't worry. I'm going to say without further ado, but we have a habit of getting sidetracked and just shooting the breeze. So I
Yeah, not
apologize in
today.
advance.
I will stay on topic
I,
today. I promise.
Whoopah! We're going to crack the whip. I mean, so we're going to make this is going to be a Spring Boot application, and you can name it
Right?
whatever you'd like.
Yeah, let's name it the bank backend. So that's
I,
what
w-
it's gonna be.
I will slap your knuckles.
Oh, what did I do wrong?
Please name that with an uppercase.
I mean, is the project name's Camel Case?
I don't know. I just do personally. I always
Okay.
do
Oh,
personally. Oh, whatever.
okay.
I mean, I would want the
Java
capital B for
25,
bank.
I guess. The 25 bank
I,
backend.
I
Oh,
probably B in bank. I probably would have put.
also capitalized.
Yeah, well, for the name, yeah, I would. Um, the package names are. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so
Back,
for the
yeah.
name,
All right. Well,
I don't know. It's fine.
the artifact name would just be the name that the pet would be the name that the artifact is that's built. That is the if you like hover over the thing,
Mm-hmm.
that's the artifact of the group that is inside. So like if you were to build
I see.
this out as a Maven, and by the way, you're using Maven right now, not Groot and not
Yes,
Gradle, just for the record.
you're right.
Um, Maven is Maven, when you build it out, will build the
Mm,
artifact name as that, so you associate it
perfect.
when you go to use other dependencies.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, that sounds good.
down bottom, you want to make sure that you have a jar, not a war. You want to make jar, not
What's the
war.
difference between these two? I've
Uh,
seen War,
so
but
the war is a web archive. It is a very old-fashioned way that we used to send websites
mm,
to a web host.
mm,
We would send them just a different. It's just a different way that the packages are. One is
I see.
executable basically by doing a double click. The other is not. In a
I
nutshell,
see.
because the war was always meant to be run through terminal only, and
Uh,
in a nutshell, the jar is the more favorable modern way to do it.
okay. Makes
And
sense.
then
But
properties or YAML. Properties is the old-fashioned way that most things do it. YAML is kind of that new kid on the block that, in my opinion, the hipsters pick. But
all right, let's not be hipsters for today. Let's take it to basics.
all right.
All
So
right, so
next,
that should be it. Let's
now we're
click
gonna
on
pick
next.
our we're gonna pick our libraries to make life easy for ourselves. We're gonna You have the choice here. So Lombok is going to cut down on a lot of boilerplate. It's going to cut back on
So what do
things
you
like
think? Should I add it?
um, I usually add it myself because I don't like the boilerplate. But
Mm-hmm.
if you would like to see how everything is written out by hand, go ahead and don't include it, and we can do it by hand. If you'd like to just have a couple of annotations to do it for you, then Lombok is the way to go.
All right, let's do it the way you like to do it.
All right. So we're also going to need Spring Web. So if you open up the web side there, there's a thing at the very top for Spring Web. Okay. And now
Right,
it's going to be easier to go into the search bar at the top. You're going to need we're going to need a database to put this into. So type in
right.
SQL and we'll look for SQLite. I think this has SQLite in it. SQLite driver down bottom.
Oh, there we go.
And then we're going to take Spring Data JPA at the top.
JP. What is? Oh, it's a Java Persistence API. I see.
Yep, and that uses the Spring Data and Spring Hibernate underneath the hood, which also uses the Spring Data JPA, which just sort of is a higher abstraction from it. This way is just going to allow us to tag something with entity and provide an
Mhm.
ID and let Spring take care of mapping everything, all of the variables, field names into table and table
Oh,
data
perfect.
so that we don't
I
have to
see.
worry about it.
So it's
Um,
basically a way where we can store Java objects in a database without.
exactly, just
Yeah, that's
exactly,
really cool.
yes. Hmm.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Do we need anything else? I don't know.
I don't believe so. Let me think here. We need this, we need the what. Um, I think that will be about it for now.
Okay. Can I add any of these later on?
Yes, we can. However, I am going to say we're going to add Spring Security.
Oh, right. Yes, we are doing to trying to make something secure because it has bank in the title, I guess. So I
So
guess I search
type,
for security.
yep, yeah, there you go. Spring Security. Perfect.
Okay.
And that's all we
So
need for now.
our shopping cart so far has Lombok, Spring Web, SQLite driver, the Spring Data JPA for the database, and security because well we are writing something with chat security in it. All right, perfect.
Hmm.
I'm gonna click create and let's roll.
There we go, and then we can close out of this nonsense.
No, yes, bloat. Can never get away from the bloat. Oh, it's
Why,
let me just. Mhm.
why do you not have tabs across the top of your IDE that tell you the
Ah,
different
whoops!
class?
I turned them off. My bad.
Okay, okay,
I turned almost everything off. My bad. Um,
okay. As long as it wasn't just an error, because that just threw me off, and I was like, "Whoa, something doesn't look right."
I can just.
Don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me. Doesn't take much. Oh, if you're comfortable with tabs off, by all means, by
No.
all means.
Okay. Yeah, I think they take up space because I never use them for navigation anyways
Yeah,
because we have our
by
files
all.
here, right?
Well, there you go. By all means, do whatever makes you comfortable. But I'm not gonna. I'm not here to tell you to what works for me is gonna work for you. I'm just here to sit. I'm just here to guide you.
Yeah, so for the viewers at home, usually IntelliJ have a tab line up top and a few other things bloating the screen, but for the stream, I've made this so big so that you can see and read the text as well as possible.
Um, you're on Linux, right? I'm not sure if
Yes.
Linux. I'm not sure if Linux has the same keybind, but is it Control Shift Plus that makes the thing bigger?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Control Shift Plus.
yeah, that's what I
The
usually do,
zoom.
and I usually zoom into about 150% for my viewers, but you're at a different
Yeah, so
scale
this
than
is
me.
so I'm the the window manager is scaling it twice, and the font size is 20, so it should be readable.
All right, well, if it's not readable, somebody in the chat let us know, and we will
Yes.
slap Prof's knuckles together and make that better.
All right,
All right,
so we're
so
gonna be so like let's give the viewers an overview of what the planet, or rather, let me tell you what I'm trying to write. So imagine I have homework. My teacher told me I'm supposed to write the back end of a bank.
okay,
It's supposed to have some rather basic features. Obviously, it needs to have the ability for users to create a bank account. The user should have some level of balance, so some amount of money in the account, and they should be able to send money to each other. So basically, uh, my imaginary homework is to create such a backend API service. And frankly, um, can you help me understand like what even is an API? What this thing? I didn't pay attention in class. I have no idea what the hell an API is.
so an API is simply an application protocol interface, or in plain
So
English. So in plain English, it is the way that one application communicates with another application, or
mhm,
in our case, it's going to be how our front end talks to our back end.
mhm. So the API be like the glue in a sense,
It's kind of like the
the
glue.
connecting.
It's not really so much the glue that keeps things together as it is, um, if there was a pipe between there and the
Mhm.
glue was there to keep everything together, it would be the pipe that lets the two things communicate together.
Okay, so it's a communication channel.
Basically, it's the way
Mhm,
in which two things that system A talks to system B.
mhm. I see. And so I'm supposed to make a REST API. What's this REST talk? Like sleeping and being awake? Or like what's up with REST?
So REST is a oh my goodness, I'm gonna stumble over this. Representational state transfer. So it's basically a representation of some sort of state of an object. So generally, we talk about things like a DTO, which is a data transfer object, and this is generally something that represents an actual chunk of data that we have in our database. So, for example,
Oh, so when we make our databases, the entries will be represented by DTOs?
yes, so we have
Mhm.
entries or entities, sorry. We have what's called our entities. These are the things that are inside of the database itself. These are the data objects or the data that is inside of the database. And
Mhm.
so now, if you had something like a user, you would have a user ID, you would have a username, you would have, or maybe an email, you would have a password, you would have things of that nature. But now,
Mhm.
if somebody was to request this user object, maybe you don't want to provide the hashed password. Maybe you don't want to provide the unique identifier that is the ID. Maybe you only want to give them the email address that's associated with it, or
Right.
something of that. You would then create a DTO, and you would redact the information that you don't want to give.
Oh, so the DT. Oh, that's why it's called transfer object. So it's an object which encodes the data we are transferring, and the
Hmm.
entity is the all of the data, basically all of the save data, and then from the entity we produce a DTO which contains only the transferred data.
Exactly. and
That makes sense. Okay.
and we use the data transfer object to pass data between the layers of the application, because sometimes the controller or the view portion doesn't need all the information that the service layer needs, because maybe the service layer needs to manipulate and work with data like changing the password, for example. The
Mm-hmm.
controller doesn't need to know anything about that. It only needs to know something else of it. So it's kind of also
So
works as a
different
separation.
sections of the program will be needing to deal with different bits of data, and we make an effort to isolate them. That's what I'm getting right now.
So we do this thing called
Okay.
MVC, which is Model View Controller.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we sort of this is where you can think of we have different layers, which is where layered architecture comes into play. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where we have things like a model package that contains the entities, and then we would have a DTO package that would contain the data transfer objects, whether it be something like a copy of the entity with redacted information, or maybe it may be something like a registration request where the user and a
Mm-hmm.
new user is looking to be created, and they're looking to pass in a username, password, and a repassword so that you can create things. That is still a DTO because it is data that's being transferred
Mm-hmm.
across a network. From there, you would have a service layer, which would be where um, all of your business logic would lie, and that's where you would handle all of the actual heavy lifting logic. Um, so things like, for example, if you had a login process, your controller would be your endpoint, and your service layer would then take the requested password, and it would handle the heavy load of checking to see if the requested password equals or is equal to the hashed password in the database for the request. Like all of that business logic would be handled in the service layer because it's servicing something.
So, so kind of this should be called MVCS because the services seem very
Hmm.
important now.
Yes, but we're modeling the way that the data is viewed and how it's controlled. So it's kind of
Okay.
I don't actually know the origins of why it's called that, but I mean I can only like hypothesize about it. So
Mm-hmm.
the controller is where we have endpoints. So that would be, for example, midnightcoder.dev/home would be an endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Midnightcoder.dev/challenges would be another endpoint. And in my case, these would be website pages. But genuinely, if we're making an API for something, we would call it something like address.com/API slash version number slash endpoint.
Oh, I see.
If it was a REST point. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
use if it's a RESTful API, because RESTful
Mm-hmm.
APIs tend to change with versions and has to be backward compatible with other versions of
Mm-hmm.
the API. So we genuinely would make um, we would append or prefix API so that we know that this is an API endpoint. Then we would put the
Mm-hmm.
version number so we can know, so we have a version control, and then we have what the endpoint is, which is this. And then we would, you can then provide question mark parameters as you see fit, or you can
I
accept
see.
headers and whatever else needs.
So that's all right. So that kind of makes sense because like our API is the pipe which establishes the communication of two programs, and if the pipe suddenly changes, then both of the programs will be quite surprised to find out.
Hmm. And there's a lot of different ways to handle version control, but the way that I was taught it umpteen years ago was, well, technically like 7 years ago, but anyway, was always to take in the version number in the URL. And that's just the way that
Okay,
I
makes
was
sense.
brought up, so to speak.
All right, that sounds good. I mean, I understand why that would be useful because I mean, once my bank becomes famous, I don't want everyone's applications to break the second I make a change. All right,
Just going to take a quick
so all
moment to
right.
just going to take a quick pause to shout out to the two guys in the chat. We have SMH letting us know that your font size is good, and then we have
Oh,
Ashy
perfect.
Ashy saying hello. So how are you? Good to see you.
Hello.
Glad to have you guys. Thank you for joining us. And okay, Prof. So is there anything else you need to know for yourself before we dive on in?
All right, so I guess we need to start by creating like the databases which hold our
Well,
accounts and
the the way I like to start is I usually start with the entities, and
right.
I model out everything that I need first, and then I would then
Uh,
create. Oh, sorry, I forgot about one layer. On the bottom there, underneath your controller, we also have a repository layer. This is the actual quote database layer, if that's what you would like to think about it like.
mhm.
This is
Oh,
the this is the thing that so your controller talks to the outside world or takes in information from the outside world and it presents information to the world. The service layer takes in that request and it returns some data, and it is the thing that communicates with the repository. So where outside world talks to the controller talks to the service talks to the repository, if that makes sense.
right. So we have world talks. Talks to controller, which talks to services, and the services talk to repositories.
Which
Can I
are the
spell repositories?
which
Which
are
are the things
essentially
which interact with the database?
yes, that's the
Okay, makes sense.
interface to the database. So that's sort of the control that things go. When something it comes in and goes that way, and then it basically returns in the opposite direction.
Okay, makes sense. So I guess we need to start all the way on the right and go back.
Basically, so we want like what I like to do is start with modeling my data. So for example, we would
Mm-hmm.
start with for our bank, we're going to start with a user. So
Right.
there's going to be a user which is going to contain an ID, a username, or in our
Okay.
case, we're probably going to use an email and a password.
Right. So I need to create a user entity. Oh my
Nope,
god! I need
nope.
to
What we
create
do,
a.
the way we do this, we're going
Mhm.
to do this in a modeled way. So if you go to your package, Mackie.backend,
Right.
and you right click and make a new package.
New package. Oh
Yep,
no.
so new.
So my bad. Sorry. A new package.
Yep, new package, and we're going to call this one um, model,
Entities.
model,
Oh, model.
lowercase, whatever,
Oh,
whatever.
let
It's
me
okay.
rename it. It's fine.
Eh,
IntelliJ supports renaming. I found out.
thank you very much. OCD, OCD with a twitch. Okay, so now inside the model, we're going to create a user.java.
Okay, so it's a Java class called user.
Yep.
User.
And now this guy, we're going to annotate it with @entity.
Is this the correct one? The Jakarta
Yep.
persistence package? All right.
Yes, sir. And next we are going to annotate with another one called ID. Or sorry, not ID, table. ID goes inside. So this one's going to be table. Now this one requires a name. So you need to import it. It's the Jakarta one as well.
Oh no, oh. Okay, IntelliJ is having a moment.
Okay, and this guy just takes a name. So okay, now both of the entity and the table both take a name as the parameter in here. Lowercase name. Now what the entity is how we call it in the database. This would be things like how we reference it in SQL code. So if we were to say select all or select star from table where users equals something, that user in this case would be select all from users where bank user. It's like that's how SQL knows how to reference it. Table is how we reference it inside of the actual database table. So like if this is how, like, okay, so when you're inside of a database and you have a sequence, that sequence has a bunch of tables inside of it. When we provide the name here, this is going to be the name of the table inside of the database.
I see.
Whereas the
So
entity
let's
is
say
this can just be users.
table.
Or yeah, that's fine.
Just users, perfect. Okay.
And then,
so by the way, I have a question. I didn't, so like when we were adding packages, I was never made aware that we added Jakarta. Where did this come from?
so that comes right out of the Spring, one of the Spring, I believe it is the Spring Data JPA library that pulls it in.
Okay.
Now, so because this is a table and an entity, it now has to have an ID, which is why your thing has an underline and why it's upset. So we need to add an ID. So
IntelliJ already
yeah, that's
had
good.
a suggestion for me. Is this good?
That's okay, but we don't want set ID. We don't want that one. The getter is fine, but we also included Lombok, so we don't need it.
Oh. So we just want to add getter, right?
No, sir. We're going to add the getter at the top of the class above the entity or whatever. Personally, I usually add the longer name things at the bottom and the shorter name things at the top, kind of like a pyramid style, if you will, or a mountain.
So yeah.
Well,
I guess something like this.
No, getter would go on top.
Oh, do you count the thing in the parentheses? Okay.
Yeah, I count the parenthesis in there too. So now now you can get rid of the get ID because that's redundant. There we go. Now the other thing that I do here is underneath ID, we want underneath the ID annotation, we want to tell Spring how to generate this ID. So we're going to start saying that this is a generated value.
I see.
And now we're going to tell it the strategy to use. So inside of parentheses, we're going to say the strategy is going to be equal. Nope, get out of this one is a generated
the
type.
generation type.
Yep, generation type. And this one is going to be identity. Nope. Well, you could use UUID, but then you have to change the type from long to UUID. That's
okay, but is that sensitive? Like, if it's sensitive to, I guess it is kind of sensitive. The ID of the user, no? So I guess let's change it to UUID.
Yeah, I personally like UUID. That's my personal choice.
Okay, so then this needs to be a UUID.
Yep, and there you go.
That's the correct import from Java util UUID.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So and so it said something about primary key. Well, what can you tell me about that?
So you can hop into the key type if you jump into there. There's these different types that are in here. There's the table, which you would have to provide the database table that keeps track of it. There is sequence, where it more or less will take care of the sequence for you, and it provides you either a long or an integer. There's identity, which also just gives you a unique ID that goes in basically in sequence. And again, it returns either an ID or a string, or sorry, an ID or a long or an integer. Oh my God! And then there is the UUID that returns, of course, the Java util UUID. Auto
Oh,
will
I see.
basically choose for you whatever the best
Okay, makes sense.
whatever the best is. I
All right,
like
perfect. So I guess in this
I
case
like
we,
UUIDs.
yeah, because I mean, if a user knew that his ID, then 42, then he would know that there are at least 41 other users, which I don't know, but he technically could have access to that information, which he doesn't
Exactly.
necessarily have to have access to.
Exactly. And
Okay.
personally, I learned that early on in my years, and after doing a little bit of cybersecurity myself, I've learned that it is more optimal to, play on the side of caution. And with a UUID, there's no real way to know what your neighbors are.
Yeah. Because I mean, if we hypothetically if we screw something up, the a hacker would not immediately know what the neighboring entries are. He would just see IDs which are difficult to use by themselves.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
perfect. So how
So
does
that
this get wired to a database or?
we'll get there. We'll get there in a moment. So
Yes,
next we're gonna need a string for an email and a string for a hashed password. Okay.
this
And
is
then that
supposed to be public or private?
I make everything private.
Eh?
Perfect. So now that's all that we need right now for this. So
So that's
now
gonna auto wire the database for us.
so the getter the table and the entity are essentially going to take care of a lot of the wiring. But
Excellent.
the thing that does a lot of the SQL wiring for us is going to be the repository. So are you
Oh.
a are you able to click on the little icon in the gutter on line 11?
Oh, show entity actions.
Yep. So you don't have that plugin. So
Oh,
there's a
I do
plug.
have the terminal here.
Well, I was just going to get you to create. We just auto create things for us. So we're going to create another package instead of model. We're going to create one called repo or repository, whichever one you feel.
So I guess repo, I guess.
Okay, and then we're going to put a Java class in there called user repository or user repo. Again, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Okay, the repository. Sure.
Okay, now this guy is going to have an annotation of repository.
Okay, so I
And
guess we need to tell. Is this the correct import, by the way?
yes, it is. And technically,
Stereotype. What the hell?
yep, don't worry about it. It is. It's a stereotype. So this one is going to extend the JPA repository.
GPA repository. This.
Yep. And now the type, the
And I
first,
saw that it wants generic parameters.
yep. So the key is the entity that we're looking to save.
So the user.
Yep. And the value is the unique identifier that is inside of the user. Yep.
So a
There we go.
UUID.
Yep.
Oh,
And now
perfect.
you'll notice that still has an underline. So
So
in
let me just
mod,
make one. So user equals the entity type and UUID equals the primary key type.
correct.
Alright.
Now,
Squiggly lines.
so in modern Spring, you no longer need to actually specify that this is an at repository. In
Oh,
older
crazy.
in older versions of Spring Boot, you no longer need to state it because it is part of the JPA repository. So if you are extending a JPA repository, you are ultimately extending a repository.
I see.
So if you were to get rid of that um, annotation, why is that still not happy?
So it's complaining about the missing flush method.
That's interesting. That never had.
Are we sure this is the correct JPA repository?
Jump into it for me, will you, please? Save and flush. When did they scroll down for okay, flush? When did they add that? Or do we have the wrong repository? We may have the wrong repository. It may be JPA. Now I'm curious. Just give me a second. We're gonna find out.
Oh.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
leave.
oh, by the way, the extends here is probably incorrect because the JPA repository seems to be an interface. So maybe that's the problem. Implements JPA.
No, it is a public. Oh. That's why. No. You're good. You're good. It's supposed to extend. It's supposed to extend.
Oh.
But you're not a class. You're an interface.
Oh.
There we go. Now it's happy.
Oh, so because the implementation of the interface gets handled by Spring?
Now, yes. So when Spring Boot starts up, it's going to handle making the concrete implementation of all of our interfaces that we make. Now, that can get very magical very fast. Um, However, it is nice to know that
Okay, perfect.
Spring itself will take care of writing the actual user repository implementation, and it will be a hard concrete class that will take care of writing all of the interface or all of the methods that we would write in here. So now
Yeah, I see.
if we want to load get username, because eventually we are going to need to do this. So
Mhm.
if you beneath there on line 14, if you want to make an optional of type user, and this is going to be find user by username, and then in
What were
parentheses.
the things that we named the user to have? I forget. So we have email and hash password. So maybe find user by
Okay,
email?
yes, sorry, find by email, and now put in
And
parentheses a string email, and
right?
then just end that
And
with a
semicolon.
semicolon. And then Spring will take care of the actual implementation of that method for you. You don't have
Oh,
to worry about it.
nice.
So Spring will even take care of go as far as implementing the .SQL or .SQL, the SQL uh, query commands or
Hmm.
terminals for you, so that you don't have to as well. So it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
Well, since I'm pretending to be a beginner developer now, I'm pretending to be very happy that it does everything magically. So yay, magic.
It's only magic unless you know what's going on. And for those of you interested, Prof and I did a magical episode where we pulled back the curtain on Spring Boot's magic. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out and see why
Yeah.
people say Spring is magic.
Yeah, and we even did an episode on writing a bare bones web API from C with absolutely no dependencies. But that's
All right,
something I'll have to
so
force Mike to do another day. All right, so this is find user by email. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think, do we need anything else in this?
nope,
Not really.
that is it.
That is it. That's all we need from our repository. Excellent. So let me just hop back into all the notes which I made. So right, so this is basically done with the repository layer. Oh, we do need another repository. I'm sorry, we need a transactions repository.
Nope. Well, we will need more repositories, but for right now, because we're also going to need
For right now, yeah.
we're also going to need people to have an account and be able to, you know,
Yeah. Makes
yeah.
sense.
So we're just trying to get the bare bones out of the way.
Makes sense. Okay. So what do we need? Yeah, so now we need to make a registration
Well,
functionality.
So we're going to need two more things first. We're going to need a service layer and a DTO. So
Let me create a
let's.
package services.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna show you something that's a little bit easier here. So we're gonna make a registration request DTO. So make a new class. No,
In
right
which
there.
project?
Where you are. Where you were. No, where you were.
So
Where you were. Where you were, prof.
where was I? Here in the user repository?
No, above that, up on back end. Yep.
Oh, so top level. So a
New
new
class.
class, which is
Now, hold on. Package name first. So DTO in lowercase dot registration request. And enter.
oh, it creates the package immediately. Oh, how nice!
Mind blown.
Mind blowing. I don't need to be clicking all over the place.
Now, I'm also going to tell you that this could be a record. It doesn't have to be a class.
Oh, nice. Oh, I guess that's what records were invented for now.
Exactly.
For representing data.
All right, so now we're going to have a string of email, a string of password, and a string of repassword or repeat password, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, is there a better way to format this? Why is it formatting it with oh, there we go, nice format.
Yikes. Okay, that's an ugly way to format it. Okay, so.
Well, it's the way Intelligent wants it to do, so.
Well, guess what?
Complain to
We need
JetBrains
to.
about it.
We need to slap in some annotations here. Nope, not up there.
Oh, inside.
Yep, inside on the methods or on the field names. On the field names. So start
on
with
the field names. Okay, well then the formatting is particularly insidious.
That's why I said it. So this is going to have at what is it? Not blank. Oh wow!
No.
Did we not? Oh, we didn't take in validation. Oh, go to your pom.xml. Or yeah, pom.xml. We never took in validation.
So dependencies,
all right.
I guess.
Yep. Do you see that line 32?
Yeah.
Click on add starters.
30.
Add starters, line 32.
Oh, add starters. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh,
So
nice.
Validation.
So. Yo. That's good. Okay.
All right.
So. Oh, there's
yeah.
suggested plugin.
Enable it. Go ahead.
Okay, enable them. Why not?
All right.
More bloat.
Reload your project and then go back in here.
Oh, yeah, I need to do this Maven refresh thingy.
Yep. Okay, you're good. I think.
Sync all me even project.
Cool.
Right.
So now we're gonna do
Perfect.
that. We're gonna do
And
that
then
not.
and not blank. Oh, there we go.
And now in parentheses, we're gonna say message equals yo motherfucking email can't be blank. Not literally. Just okay. Cool. We're gonna roll with it. Okay. Um. We. Oh my god. We can do the same thing with the password and repassword because you don't want
Like
those to
if
be
I'm
blank.
not blank.
Dimension not allowed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And well, we know the people who set empty passwords because they keep forgetting passwords and then they get hacked in 10 seconds. By
Oh
the way,
my
to the
god.
people who set 1234 as their password or some stupid shit like that, you should know that the vast majority of websites are vulnerable to a timing attack, where your username can be found by trial and error. So if your password is among the 10% of people who use 1234567 as their password, you can get instantly hacked with zero trying. So don't do that. Anyways, that's a rant aside.
Rant
Anyways,
for the
back
day.
into rant aside, back to noob programmer mode.
So
All right,
the next thing we're gonna need after we have our DTO is we're gonna need a service. So we're gonna need to
a
make a
service.
yep. So you'll need to make a service package, which is essentially going to be well, for us, for this one, is going to be a custom user details service because we are going to have to make. Ooh, you know what? Make a user service because we do have to make registration. So user
User
service.
service.
Yep.
There we go, nice.
And this guy needs to be annotated with an at service, so Spring knows to take care of it.
Nice.
And I personally don't like taking care of my constructors. So because you have Lombok, you're gonna also annotate that bad boy with at required, nope, required args.
Nice. Ah,
And now
no bloat Java, it's magic.
because our service is going to need a repository, we can now say private final user repository, and Spring will auto wire that in through dependency
Oh my
injection.
god, I forgot that it's overpowered. Oh, holy moly. That's really, really nice that I don't have to do the hard work, because I'm a lazy programmer who didn't pay attention in class. So the more that can be done for me, the better.
Just leave,
Unfortunately, I
just,
ran out of my
just leave
Claude
that.
Fable
Just,
Mythos
oh man, leave
Ultra
that.
subscription.
You want AI, not AI. Okay, you want actual intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Nobody likes artificial flavoring. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's a whole other stream.
Well, stream. Let's not get sidetracked. So that user repository is gonna get auto-wired. So we need a user service.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to have
So now,
some method for registration.
okay. So in here, we're going to have a method for, we're going to return um, we're going to return a user, I think, is probably the best way to do this. And we're going to say create new user. And in parentheses, we're going to take in the requested user or the registration request.
Oh, it's a registration request.
Yeah, so we're going
Oh,
to take in the registration
registration.
request and just call it request or that, whatever.
Uh,
And in here, we're going to do a quick little thing to see if um, oh, we didn't see. Okay, we didn't go into the. We didn't make a boolean in there. So in here, we need to have a boolean. Make it a capital B. It has to be an object.
oh,
Exists by email.
So I suspect that the naming of these functions is highly sensitive, right?
Yep. Spring will pretty
Okay.
much, Spring starts out with find or find by.
Mm.
Yeah, fuck it, find
Makes
user
sense.
by is fine. But then it sort of prefixes things, so like exists
We
by
perhaps
email
also
and.
need an perhaps we need a add the user functionality.
Nope, we're good with this right here because we have a
We're good.
save.
Okay.
We have a save function that comes into play from some of the childs, and or
Oh, from
sorry,
the
from one of the
base class.
parents. Yeah, from one of the parent files. It does take in a save method, so that is how we
Excellent.
persist. That's how we persist our data. Is ultimately we're just going to say, "Yo, save this," and it's going to be like, "I got you."
Excellent. All right. So in this case, we want to create a. All right. So we're gonna create user.
No,
Uh,
hold on,
uh,
hold on. First thing we want to
uh,
do is we want to know, does this user exist?
oh, if it exists. So if user repository that exists by email registration request dot
Email.
uh, email. Why is it not auto completing? Thank you. Intelligence needed a
Now,
moment.
now you need an exclamation mark in there,
If it does not exist.
or you can just fail it
Uh,
right there. You can use a fail fast too. That's fine. If it exists by, then you can simply just throw a message to the console.
yeah. I mean, I could just return the user which already exists. Oh no, that's not safe. Never mind.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's not safe.
We're just gonna throw an error, invalid or something.
So what would
Um,
this be? Is there
runtime
like
exception.
any error which Spring handles properly?
Well, there's not necessarily. I think there is a username not found or user not found.
User
User.
exists.
No, there's not a user exist. If you want that, you'd have to create one yourself, which is also
So what would
possible.
be the proper way to throw an error here?
At this point, it's all up to how you want to do it. You could do something as simple as a runtime exception, or you can do something as complex as making your own user not found exception or user
Okay, that's
exists
not that hard.
exception.
No, let me just
Uh,
so I could maybe add like
New class,
new
new class.
class. I don't know errors dot user
Hold on.
exists.
Yep, and then make it an exception down, 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 down.
I see.
Tab, and then down, 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 down,
Exception.
down. Yeah.
And
Now,
runtime exception.
yep.
And here probably I want to have something like registration request.
Well, maybe. Um,
Quest. And
and
then message be something like string dot format user percent s already exists and have this
request
be
email.
request dot email. Right. Nice. I love clean error handling. Throw new user exists exception and just pass down the registration request. And that's so clean. Nice.
There you go. And now, so now we know that the user does not exist, so we can create a new user.
Right.
So
So we need
user,
the user repository. Oh, we need to
nope,
create a user, right?
yep.
User.
New user equals new user, and then we'll say new user. Nope, down beneath it, new user.
Oh,
Because you could have
dot.
added a builder if you wanted to, but we really don't need that because the email or the ID is going to be created for us. So we're going to need to. Oh, you didn't add setter. Sorry, I forgot. We got to hop back into user and annotate setter. We
But
only
this
did
is getter and setter.
setter.
Okay,
Yep, that's my bad. I forgot to tell you that.
that's mean.
There
Yeah,
you
well,
go.
we found out very quickly.
So now new user dot set email new user.
So it's a registration request dot email, right?
Yep. And now the next thing
Okay.
we're going to need to do, because we didn't do this yet, is we're going to need to make a configuration really quickly. So,
Oh, a configuration.
so Ooh, there's the NeoVim ears burning. Configuration? What? Configuration? Huh? 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 Configuration? What? Huh? What? Huh? Now you have my attention. Now I'm listening.
I wasn't expecting to hear that word coming from you, frankly.
Alright, so if you go to the
So
Mackie back,
indulge me, what are we configuring?
we're going to configure a bean. We're going to make a password encoder bean. So if you go up to the Mackie.bank backend and we make a new Java class, and we're just going to simply put config.password encoder config or password encoding configure encoder config.
Wouldn't the password encoder be a service?
Nope. Password encoder config.
Right.
And then we're gonna annotate this guy with configuration. Make it a
So
configuration.
what
There we
what
go.
is a Spring? What is a Spring configuration?
Basically, it is ultimately a bean, which is a component, which is just something that is maintained by Spring lifecycle.
Okay. So it's like amped up bean. I don't know. Or we're about to find out, I
Yeah.
guess.
So now we're gonna make a public password encoder.
Oh.
And this is going to be just an encoder with parentheses. And it's going to return, so make a body, and then it's going to return a new bcrypt password encoder. And that's it. And then we're going to annotate that method with @bean.
Oh.
And now it's a bean.
Need to.
So now if we go back
So that
into
means that the method is available during the life cycle of Spring.
exactly. So now
I see.
we can do things like dependency injection. So if we go back into our registration service, I think it was.
User service?
Yes, user service, sorry. So now if we go up to the top and make a private final password encoder, or maybe it's bcrypt password encoder, we'll call it bcrypt password encoder. And password encoder or whatever. Call it encoder. I think that's the name that we called it. There we go. And why does it not like that? Just give me one quick second. Too much coffee, not enough bladder.
Perhaps this is supposed to be a password encoder. Yeah, there we go. Type mismatch. Well, now it's matched because I mean this returns a password encoder and then. Alright, interesting. This is a lot of magic, but I guess that makes sense. So if the bean is something managed by Spring, and then Spring is able to use the thing it's managing to inform this class here of, well, the encoder that it needs. So I guess next step is to somehow encode the password.
So, yep, pretty
About to
much.
see.
Basically.
Mhm.
So we're gonna come back in down here and we're gonna say new user dot set password or set yeah. This is going to be encoder dot encode
Encode.
and the password. So this would be request
So that would be the
registration
registration request.
dot password.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to do something. We need to
Yep.
check if registration request dot password is equal to registration request dot repeat password.
Hold on. Now, hold on. If it is, so do the is first because we want to do a fail fast. So if it is
Well, the
to it,
passwords are supposed to be equal. So the failure would be
oh
if
yeah,
the repeated password is not equal.
sorry, yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. Now,
So presumably I want another exception for that now.
yep, you can create another exception, which would be something like password mismatch or something like that.
And once again, here we will make a registration request.
Well,
Why did it not? That should be extends
runtime exception. Yep, and that should be
So and password mismatch exception of a registration request should take super of string dot format
Mhm.
provided passwords don't match. That's about it. I don't. User and then I say maybe that provided don't match, and here that should be request.get.email. Nice.
okay. Now keep in
Perfect.
match. These are
So
the
throw new
yep, yep.
password
Password mismatch.
mismatch exception and just pass on the registration request.
Mhm.
Did they not import it? It did not import it. How dare you?
There we go. So that's telling you a
Oh,
better way to do it.
we
No,
forgot
that's
about how
hold on,
strings
hold on.
work.
That's that. What this is telling you is that Java objects has a better way to do it.
Right, yeah. String, because I forgot that in Java we're supposed to compare strings with the dot equals method, not comparing the string references, which may be different even if the pointed two strings are the same.
Perfect.
Okay. And why is it object dot equal? That's a disaster. Dot equals. Oh my
There
god,
is a
IntelliJ is
difference.
having a
There, there,
meltdown.
there is a slight difference, but basically, objects.equals was a class that was created as a helper class that basically
Mhm.
does essentially this itself in a glorified way.
Yeah, I see.
Um,
But here I want to use the method on string, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I want to compare equality of strings. Perfect. All right. Anyways, that was the detour. So set hash password encoded.
Mhm.
What else? What other fields do we have in user? It's a string
That's it.
email. Okay, the ID is authorized. That's it. Okay,
Mhm.
return new user.
Nope. Nope. We got to save it. So return
Oh,
user repository dot save entity, the new user. There you go.
and it also returns a reference to the thing.
It will
Nice.
return. It'll return whatever it's saved to the database. So if it's say
Perfect.
if it for some reason failed and it's a null, then it's going to return a null. If it
Oh,
actually
that's.
saved it, it's going to return a save.
I see. Nice. Well, that's a clean code. So we now have a way to create a user in the user
Mhm.
service. Is there anything else that we? Oh yeah, we need to check the user's password.
So that is going to be handled. Um, it's sort of handled the same way, but sort of handled differently. We're going to have eventually what's called
A login request.
a custom user details service, which is going to then take in a login request, and it's going to check that login request to load the username and compare passwords and do all that sort of funky stuff. And then it's going to return
Why not do it here?
because it's going to need to be a separate service that extends a user details service. I mean, you could do it in this one here if you want to. It's not really going to hurt it. It's not really a bad idea. Um, so
But it's not idiomatic.
if you want to extend this class can extend a user detail service.
What is a user detail service?
So now you need to implement the method.
Oh, it's implements.
Yes, implement. Yeah. Okay. Sorry if I said extend, but now you need to implement the methods, which is only one method. Load
So
user
it's
by
load.
username. Yep. So implement method, load user by username. Now this guy is where
So,
we're gonna. You leave that alone just as it is. So now
mhm.
in here, you're going to want to make a new line between 70. Yep. So we're gonna try to get the user. So we're gonna do pretty much the same thing. If the user doesn't exist, we're gonna say return null.
Well, it's telling me I should
Or,
throw an exception, no?
well, you can do that too. It doesn't really matter. Well, yeah, I suppose you should do that
It's
instead. Yeah.
throw new username not found exception. And what does it want from me
A message.
in the username? There you go. All right, and otherwise,
Otherwise, we're gonna find it by username. So we're gonna say user user equals or user. Oh my god, equals
user repository dot find by email.
Yep. Although we made it find user by email. Yep.
Perfect.
And then
their name,
which is the email, just for the record. It's not an actual username.
And that's an optional. And
yeah.
Or else throw.
Well, so you could yeah, you could do
this
that,
shouldn't
or
happen.
else.
We just checked whether it exists.
Yeah, so like I was gonna say, in theory, it's not really gonna happen, but yeah, we'll be
Wouldn't
fine
it
with
be
that.
safer to?
You could just make that
You know,
user a var and have it just come in as an optional. Like that's up to you as well. But ultimately,
ultimately, we expect it to exist, right?
Exactly, and we're getting the user. So now at this point, we're gonna then make a check to see if the user passwords. Or sorry, no, this is just getting the user. Okay, so return.
We need to return something of
no. The user is going to be an interesting one. So it's going to return a user, which is going to return, which is itself a Spring user details. So
wait, so this is already a user details?
No, that is your object of a user.
Yeah.
Spring itself also has a user object in it.
Oh, so, that was a dangerous naming mismatch. Shouldn't have named it this.
Yeah, we probably should have named it something like user model or like bank user.
Bank user.
Yeah.
Will that properly do it?
It should refactor. You refactored, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, that refactored properly.
Did it blow up?
It shouldn't have blown up.
Where did I define? Oh, where did I? Oh, it did rename it. Nice.
Yep, it looks fine to me. So back into user
perfect.
service.
Wow, IntelliJ Grace.
So here we're gonna need a user, which is going to be a Spring Framework security. Yep. So that is user. We'll just call this Spring user or user detail. User detail.
Spring user, yeah.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Equals new user, and I think I forget if theirs is a record or not. Yes, theirs is a record. Okay, so the username is going to be that of the username.
Right.
And we are going to need a custom user detail here. Fuck.
So it wants.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. User dot hash password.
Hash password.
Yep, hash password. And what else is it asking for?
A collection of authorities.
Which, technically speaking, you're not going to have any authorities at this point, but if you were, it would be something. So this can just be list.of, just to make it an empty thing.
Empty list.
Yeah, lists.
And I presumably need to import this.
It.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Nice. So empty list, no authorities. Nice. And return that?
Yep. So then return Spring user. Or just return that.
Okay, nice. That's really clean. So that's how we get load user by username. Nice. So this is a user details service. Okay, so what has that brought us?
That brought us that user detail down there. That user interface just literally has one method in it. It's a functional interface,
Right.
and it simply lets you implement how you're going to load this user from your database. Whether you have a
Oh,
Spring,
I see.
whether you have like a SQL database, an LDAP database, whether you have whatever kind of database you have, whether it be in memory, SQL, disk file,
I see.
cloud, whatever. Mhm.
So right, and so now we need the login functionality.
So we're going to need some extra magic here. We're going to need in the config, we're going to need to make a security filter chain, which is ultimately going to
The
expose some end.
configuration, I forgot where. There we go. So security filter chain.
No,
Security.
we're going to make a no, we're going to make a new class and call it security config. And
I see.
this is then going to have a spring. This is going to have a blah, blah, blah. No, it's just going to be. It's only going to be annotated with a configuration. But then we're going to have inside of it, there's going to be a bean of a security filter chain. So it's going to be bean public security filter chain. Yeah. And then just call it like
I
filter
didn't
chain.
import the bean. No. There we go.
And now you're just going to call it filter chain or some shit like that. Parentheses. It's a
What?
method.
What is
It
it?
is a.
Why is it
It's a.
crying?
It's a method. It needs to be a method. So come on.
Oh,
Filter
sorry,
chain
my
needs to
bad.
be a method. Parentheses, you need a body. Or sorry, curly braces, you
I
need a body. There you go. And
yeah.
now you're going to take in an HTTP something request.
This?
An HTTP security, which is going to be your HTTP. Yep. And that's going to be an HTTP. And then in here, you're going to do things like HTTP security dot request matcher, I believe. Or
No. Security matcher, maybe.
Session authorization authorized HTTP request.
Oh my god, what is this?
And now in
And
there,
now we
just
need to customize.
just do auth auth lambda arrow. So
Oh, so we need it's a
there.
functional. It's a
And now
what do you call it?
auth.
SAM.
No, auth. The word auth again. No, backspace. Make a new line. And for the love of God, make another new line and go up one. And now dot request
Oh, the
matcher.
only one.
So now this is going to be a string. So anything in here would be something like /API /. And at the end of that, dot authenticate. No. Backspace. At the end of that, no. At the
Oh,
there you go. Authenticated. That's going to say that anybody that has to go here has to go through an authentication process. So now get rid of that
yeah.
semicolon. Yeah. Now break to a new line.
So. Oh my god, the IntelliJ is crazy with the formatting.
My God, buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking it to format it the way it wants it to be formatted, but alright.
No.
So basically, this said that every HTTP request to any of the API needs to be authenticated.
Yes.
Maybe we don't want that. Maybe because like the register API should not require you to be authenticated. So maybe
Nope.
something like API
Register.
account.
Nope. Registration is not going to go through an API. Registration is going to go through auth. So at the end of that, all the
I
way at the
see.
end, all the way at the end, make a new
Oh,
line.
sorry.
No,
Here.
no, 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 no. Where you were, where you were, where you were.
Yeah, here. Sorry.
No, no, up beneath request matcher.
Oh.
Another request matcher. This one is going to be to your auth, AUTH, everything, auth / everything. This is going to be permit all. So that's going to allow
Nice.
anybody and everybody to go through the authentication process, whether that be the authentication login page or the authentication login protocol. Whatever it is, they're going to be allowed to go through it.
Makes sense.
Now, this is the most absolute basic bit of authorization you can get. The next thing that we would do beneath that would be on line 15, in between the semicolon and the parenthesis. We would make a dot add filter before.
Oh.
Add filter before.
Before.
And this is where we would add an API token filter, which is what I was telling you about before.
Uh-huh.
So this would be like, don't actually worry about adding this, because this is something that we would wind up adding in later. So that's how we would do that later, and we would add in an API auth token before the username and password authorization. And that way, instead of hitting the username and password request when we make a request, it'll check our header to see if we have an
Mm-hmm.
active API token, which we're going to add
Mm-hmm.
those in after we add the database.
Right.
Um,
So the work to, but like so like for a high level overview, so the security config is the filter chain to configure how Spring Security authorizes requests to various endpoints. So and
correct.
here we say everything on the API endpoint should be authenticated, but people should be allowed to authorize without authentication ahead of time. So
Yep.
what am I supposed to return here? So something like this?
So we would basically return that, but then we return .build. Like, so return
Oh, so
the
here
whole
we
thing.
need that dot build.
Yep, and then just return that. Yep.
So that requires a. So this is actually a builder pattern. Wow.
Yep, because it's building, you're essentially building a big old security chain. So now we could add
Okay.
other things in there, like, add this before this, add this filter before this, add this filter before that, and we could make a big chain of like ways that people can go through. Like we would add OAuth before this, before APIs, before we would before username and
Mm-hmm.
password, and like the layer that we would go through, so that we would check the things, and
Mm-hmm.
um, they would essentially pass through the same filter every time with every request, and that way, that's how things get approved
Makes sense.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole other deep dive that we could do on this, but for now, this is the most basic, the basic way.
Yeah, let's keep it minimal. We don't
So
need
now,
to do anything super fancy.
for the sake of the video, for the sake of the stream, your API, we're going to just make that permit all for now, and we'll worry about taking heavy care of the authentication portion in a second stream, because I don't want to spend an entire portion on
Yeah,
this. So we'll do a second deep dive into security in a separate thing. But
makes sense.
we're gonna make it so that people can um, register an account, view their bank, and um, then um, we'll worry about another stream where we'll then add the front end into this.
Makes sense. Well, we can't really trust the front end, but we need to add proper authorization,
Hmm.
and we can't just permit
Yep.
anyone to make any transaction. It'll be infinite money glitch.
Exactly. and if there was an infinite money glitch, I would have taken advantage of that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
Speaking of infinite money glitch, here I'm gonna show you something very scary.
get money, get money. What is this?
Anyway,
I want
tangent.
money.
Let's not get off topic. So we made a filter chain. Okay, so we were gonna be adding the ability for a user to log in the user space. So we have the registration method, and how would we handle logins?
Well, that all kind of comes through the front end aspect of things, because we would have to make a login request. So that would be another DTO, and it's going to take in an email and a password, and that is going to be the
Yeah.
request. So if you want to
Okay,
make
well, let's make it real quick. So new class login
login
request,
request, and it's a record.
and it's a record. Not a. Oh my god, that was almost terrible typo.
Nope, nope,
String
nope, nope,
email,
nope,
string
nope, nope,
password.
nope,
Oh, I
nope.
forgot how records work in Java. My bad. Formatted. Thank you. Um, so
And it,
we need some annotations again. So this is
yep,
not blank,
correct.
and this is not blank, and
I'm going to show you another.
message is.
I'm going to show you another fun thing too.
Uh,
So there's another annotation we're going to add to the email.
mhm.
At email.
Uh? Well, isn't this obsolete then?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, and probably message equals. Give me your
Nice.
email.
Nice.
Or let's do something else.
And
Can I have your number?
so now down with the password part,
Yeah.
there is an annotation you can add here. And
Oh.
it's not password.
Oh.
Minimum or min or size.
Oh, min.
So minimum is going to set the minimum value. So the default, you're going to need a value equals to something. Nope, like maybe like
No,
8. And then you can have your message in there as well if you want.
a message. Uh, disappointing length of your password.
Size matters, bro. 6 inches? Oh my god, please make the value 6 and say size matters 6 inches.
Oh, that's genius. Size matters.
Oh god, that's good.
Maybe size.
This is inadequate.
Having a little bit of fun in Java, some
Oh,
recreational programming.
ladies and gentlemen, this is why Prof does not design the software that runs the world. Next error is skill issue, brah.
All right,
Okay.
but that's enough having fun here. Let's actually public
Snap back to reality. Oop, there go gravity. Oop. Okay, I'm
yeah,
not gonna get
bank
sued.
user login user, and that will be a login request a login request, and okay. So
No.
first of all, we should say if not user product exists by email, and then the request, sorry, login request dot email, And if it doesn't exist, we just return null, because that's not an error. We just not logged in. Or should I have like permission denied exception?
Well, let's think about this for a second. Is like what are we looking to do here? Because this is just a
Oh,
service
we're
layer.
looking
This is the
to
user's service, okay? Just to throw this out there. This is just the user service. It's not the actual user authentication service or the authentication service. So if anything, we're looking to just get a user, which is kind of what we're doing with load user details, but we're doing it with getting an actual user. So if anything,
right.
I would do something like bank user, get user, and take in the login request as what you're looking for, and then just try to return. So make that get. Yep. And then what I would do here, just because it's going to be clean, I would get rid of what you have now and return user repository dot find user by email, and then provide the email. And at the end of that, make a new line dot or else throw, and then provide the error of user not found, or do we make a user not found or some?
No, there's a
Yeah,
username not found exception.
good enough. And
All
you
right.
have what else do you have here? Why is that? Oh,
Why is
because you
it?
lambda. It's so you
Uh,
need to, yeah, there you go. There you go.
okay, nice.
So that's going to just simply return.
But how do we handle the login logic?
That would be inside of an authorization service. So inside of there, that's where we would handle the authorization request. So that's where we would make an
I
end.
see.
So there's going to be eventually there's going to be an endpoint that's going to use the authorization service. The authorization service is going to be similar to this, but just for the sake of separation of concern, we would put that in its own individual into its own individual package or into its own individual thing.
Huh. So okay, but I guess okay, yeah, sure. So I
So
guess
service, new authorization service.
Authorization service. So we need a private final user. Oh, this should be a service. Yeah. So
And what
and
are
a
we?
user repository.
So
We need a user repository.
we're trying to just log the user in. That's like verifying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, technically speaking, okay. Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
I mean, we do need the repository, no?
Well, we are going to
And
need
we
the
need
use.
a
We have the user repository, which, yeah, that's going to be a service and a request, and yeah, our required args, and
yeah.
Yep, we're good so far.
Yeah, and then
So
we
now,
need a public boolean, so like check password, and then a
so
login request.
you're also going to need the password encoder.
Right, private final password encoder.
And so checking passwords is going to be as simple as password encoder dot matches, and this is password A and password B. So login request with this, and next would be user. Well, here's where the fun part is. We have to get the user first. So make a new line above this one.
Yeah. So first we need to find to say bank user the user equals user repository that get find
user by
find user by email login.email, and let's import a class
or else throw.
Yeah, or else throw, and here we need a lambda user not found exception of. Can you please actually wrap? Thank you. I hate.
Just throw the or
email.
else new on a whole new line. That's what I do.
Yeah. Nice. Well, the format idiot. Okay. So the user, right? So login password. So this and user.
The user dot,
Repository dot.
the user.
Oh, sorry. The user dot get hash password.
Yep, and now we're gonna
So
return matches.
return that, right?
There you go.
So let me just see. Charging the raw password encode. Yeah, perfect. So it's gonna check that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all actually, you know.
That's all for this one here for that part.
Perfect. So we now have a way to check whether to register a user and to check whether the password is correct. So I guess now we need a controller, no?
Yes, sir.
So let's make a new
user controller. So controller.
Or rather registration and then login controller, no?
Yep. So make controller and then make it an auth controller.
Auth controller, yeah.
Because that's going to handle our authorization. So here we're going to make this as a controller. Nope, not a REST controller.
A REST controller.
This one's just a regular controller. And this guy is going to be a. You're going to need a request mapper. So beneath controller.
Request?
No, beneath controller.
Oh, sorry.
At request mapping. Yep, and now put in parentheses. You're going to say /auth.
/auth.
Yep. And now beneath this, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make a new method. It's going to be a
post
request, I believe. Let me just
logins are post.
Yeah, I feel like that is too. I just at the same time feel like I better double check that shit.
Yeah, register and login requests are post.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Okay, so this post mapping, what it is, returns a request. What does mapping return?
What do you mean? What does it return? The mapping? It doesn't. Post mapping is gonna be a method. So this would be public. I think it's a public string. That's what I was talking.
Well, not something like response, maybe. We would like status.
Double check. Where is my auth controller? Okay. So login returns a string for the get. Post with a registration also is a string. Okay. And then so public string. Is your stream frozen or?
No, I'm just looking at some docs. So it would be a public string.
Yep, and we're gonna just call it register user.
User, and this would take.
This is going to be an @valid.
Oh.
@model attribute. And then it's going to be Then it's going to be your request, your registration request.
Oh, that's clean.
And then request.
So what do these annotations do?
Hold on. Make another new line after that. Put a comma and make another new line. And then you're going to make a binding result. Nope, not that. Just a binding, just an object. Binding result, which is just going to be the result of that validation. So that's just result. Okay.
So why do we need this to be? Oh, okay.
So the registration request is the thing that you're bringing in.
Yeah.
But because the thing that's coming in is going to be a JSON payload, the request attributes, or the model attribute is then going to try to take in the attributes of that JSON object, and it's going to try to model it to whatever it is that you're telling it to. In our case, the registration request. So that's going to handle
Makes sense.
mapping the JSON payload to the result that we want. Now, the @valid is the thing that's going to kick off the validations that we put inside of that registration request, the not blank,
Oh,
the
I
min,
remember.
all of those things. And if anything fails, those things are going to be returned in a binded result or a binding result. So now inside on line 17, you can say something like if if result dot has errors, here's where we're going to throw a conniption fit and return null because there are errors. So we can
Or is there
simply,
like we could just say throw bad request?
well, I mean, I would throw something, you could throw that. I would throw something
I
like
mean, this is a bad request.
yeah,
Oh,
and
not
then
a bad request.
you got to put new in front of there too, by the way. Throw new.
Sorry, my bad. Forgot we were doing Java for a sec.
And does that specific error take in a string request or what does it take in?
Let me see. No documentation found. Oh, I need to add throws bad request. Okay. And what else?
So get rid of the
What?
HTTP client. What the hell's with all that shit? Get rid of that. New bad request.
No, but that's
What?
what IntelliJ. Oh, but that's bad.
Okay, well, either way, I don't like that. Get out of there. We're done with that. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Okay, so how do I tell the user that they made a bad request?
The user?
Sorry, the API client.
So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to return, well, the easiest way to do here is to just log a message to the console and then just return something like bad string or something like, honestly, you're just looking to tell them what the errors are. So for example,
Yeah, but we should
if,
throw 400, no?
yeah, you can return a string and just simply say the string is 404 or 403 or 40 whatever, 40 fuck
Okay, so I
off.
can just return 400?
Yeah, for example, yeah.
But is
Now,
there no proper way to specify the status? The HTTP status?
so now it's all in how we're looking to build the client that we have in mind or the API that we have in mind. Generally, if this was a web page, because these would be like a web
Mm-hmm.
page requests where you have
Mm-hmm.
400, you would usually specify something like 4xx into error dot html is something that I would do, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would pass in a model of whatever the error was, and then um, I would then specify the errors that came out of the binded result, and I would return
Mm-hmm.
there. But where
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's going to be returned to as far as an actual okay, so
So basically, what you're telling me is, as far as I
okay,
understand, because
we're
we
gonna
are
go we're
also
gonna
the designers of the front end, we can make this simple, right?
we're gonna make this a little bit different than normal. Okay, we're gonna throw away the book and say fuck it. Make this a REST controller. Make this a REST controller.
Yeah, part of me thought so.
Okay, now instead of returning a string, we're going to return a response entity of type string.
Yeah, there we go. There was some part of me which was yearning for the response entity and the REST controller ever since we started the stream.
And now, so now you're going to return a request or a response response entity dot of.
Oh, sorry, yeah, bad request. There we go.
Yeah, bad request is
Wait,
fine.
what?
And now you can slip in there. You can figure to slip in. I believe you can slip things in. No, you're good. Yeah, So in the request, I think you want to put in
Oh,
result
sorry, do we
dot.
need to like build? Oh, it's a builder, sorry. There we go.
So I think you can provide a string inside of the bad request. Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck.
no.
Whatever. Okay.
Okay,
Whatever.
it's fine.
Well,
Nice, now we
throw
got proper HTTP error
throw.
status, that's beautiful.
We're gonna throw some errors to the console because we might as well, just so you can see what happens. So io.println result dot nope result dot get
Message?
um all errors.
No toString?
Yeah, sure, that works. Whatever. That's just telling you that you could add a log point. Don't worry about
Yeah.
log points. Log points are just fancy things.
Yeah, IntelliJ,
Um,
bloat. How dare they?
okay, so now the thing we're going to do now, because we're handling the registration, is we're going to need to take in your user registration, or sorry, your user service, and you're going to
Right,
need
so
to
we need
tell, and then
service.
you're going to tell it to user service dot create user.
Right. Prior final illustrator. So how do I need a required args constructor probably? There we go. User service, and then here we need a user service dot create user of the registration request. Oh, that's so clean. And return uh, response entity dot okay, and the body is registration. It should be registration request dot email, and then let's just build that.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
sounds like
not a builder. Okay, so well, they are inconsistent with their naming. So this is a builder. The bad request is a builder, but this is not a builder. Okay, great.
some are, some aren't.
Perfect.
Depends on what you're doing. Because the builder is the part you
Yeah,
again you could have added a body to that other part,
right.
which would have been things that you could have put out there. But anyway, so now we return string, and honestly, you could have said return. You could have returned OK with, so and so has been registered or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's good enough for it is. Good enough. Good
Yeah,
enough for now.
yeah, yeah.
It's good enough for now.
Yeah, we want a functionable prototype.
Yeah. All right. So now that is the post
Alright, so
for
we got the
registration.
register. We need a login, right?
We need a post request for login. Yep. And it's going to basically
Oh,
do the
so
same.
there we're gonna be making the
Over.
tokens. Oh, that's tricky.
Well, that part is the part that we're going to worry about on on the second stream, doing the full out security aspect, because that's going to take a little bit of configuring, and we're already an hour and 45 minutes into this.
Yeah. So I'll just have a prototype here, which probably. So this will be a login request. So this is just gonna be a empty body. A binding result. So I'm gonna do the same thing as you said. I'm just gonna return response entity dot okay for now. Work in progress. Okay, just to have something here so that we know what to do. Alright. So that's the auth controller. Any? I mean, we can already try to register the user.
Yes, sir, we
With this,
can.
right? Alright, so let's see whether that functions properly. So I get the magical green play button in IntelliJ. Oh
And you're going
shit!
to get an issue. Yep, you're going to get an issue because you don't have any database configured. So notice
Right,
how we have a database, but we never actually set up a data source.
right. So how do we do that? Do we go into properties here?
Sorry. Yes, and then in here we're going to need to set up a few things like Spring Data. Um, Honestly, it's very mundane what needs to get set up in here. Um, you could probably, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to encourage this. You could probably crack open ChatGPT and ask it for a simple data structure, a Spring Boot data source property. But it's extremely fucking.
Firefox Spring SQLite data property. We're gonna do this like we
There you go,
did
right
it in
there.
the 1900s and Google it.
So we already have that.
Uh,
We already have this part. So you want that? Yep. And that's honestly most of what you want. Yep. You want the great data one.
but that I say I should do this in the persistence of properties.
Yeah, but okay. So this is why I said okay. So this is probably a bad one to use because they're looking to make a whole bean. Um, Try
Maybe
that one
this.
maybe. This one might have a better properties. I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. That's more
So
like
we
it.
need to tell it the data source URL. That makes sense.
Yep. Rid of that for now.
That,
Just
that,
use
that seems garbage, David. Oh my god, imagine using Google and then arriving at vibe coded garbage, which is incorrect.
wow, I wouldn't say it was that, but yeah, okay, we'll roll with it. So now, if you make your thing a little bit happier, um, oh,
Let's see if that's
for the love of there you go. And why did we not like that? Scroll up,
unable to create
chart
requested service due to unable to deter dialect
JDP.
feature content persistent.
Okay, URL for hibernate dialect. Okay, so that's telling
I
you
mean, we
that
can just copy paste this.
um, I don't think it actually ever uses that path. Like I've never used that path. Um, I gotta find a
Interesting. So that's
project.
not.
I gotta find a project that I actually use that in. Um, which one do I actually use Squeal
So
Lite with? Oh
air
my god.
okay, we have a bean air.
Media Stack, I think I used
I
SQLite.
think we do need a persistence property, no? So I just make a new
Okay,
file persistence dot
here,
properties
hold on, I got your back. I got your back
and
like a
top it.
butt crack, my friend. Check out, check out our side chat.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah,
Okay,
just a little,
perfect. So Spring JPA.
if you can copy paste that, that's what you need. So it's springdatasource.url.
So oh yeah, database
There you go.
platform. The URL is there. Yeah, nice, perfect. So let's try that.
There you go.
Oh,
And
it
oh, now what's
died.
up? JDB. Oh, uh,
We don't have a database
oh.
file.
Okay. So on the left-hand side, this is just an issue. So scroll to the top on the package side, on the package thing. Scroll to the top. Make a new folder. So on bank backend, right-click, new folder or directory. Sorry.
New directory, yes.
And this is going to be /data.
And data.
Yeah, so just data. Because it can't make directories for you. It can make the
Yeah.
file, the app.db, but it
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, now we just have a simple enable Lombok right there on the bottom corner. Hit that enable.
Oh,
Oh, it disappeared now. Rerun your project and see if that comes back
wait,
up.
we have
Oh,
enable
there you go. Okay,
annotation process.
so there we go. Perfect.
So try again.
Oh no, I just want you to try again just to get that annotation
Uh,
to pop up. So this is trying to
uh,
make a new factory. Scroll to the right, defined in
uh,
class.
can I not? Can I not tell it to? Oh no, no, no.
Scroll to the right, dude. Just scroll to the right. There we go. In
Oh my
path.
god, I hate horizontal scrolling. Why is this so long? Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Information sequence.
Can I not tell
Unable
it
to
to wrap?
find.
Yeah,
Well,
there we go. Please wrap your lines.
You can, but I find this disgusting.
I was at least able to read it without scrolling or using a quintuple monitor setup.
Okay.
Okay, and
So
it's
it's
tangent. So defined in native exception.
unable to build the Hibernate session factory unit default nested thing. Okay. So SQLite or JDBC. Is it because we're on? Did you copy and paste exactly what I sent you? No. And I used a file, not an H2, not a SQL. So
Yeah, I mean,
your dialect I think is wrong because you're telling it an H2 dialect, not a SQL
those
dialect, not a squeal. Yeah, SQLite is what it needs to be.
not even correct. I mean, I can
Um,
try that.
and then I think
Nope,
nope, you're
that
all
doesn't even exist.
yeah, no. You need a different fuck. Um, um, okay, I'm just gonna fucking. Can I do this here? Can you get me a properties file for a
No, we are not vibe coding anything.
Honestly,
Mm.
I'm just getting this here because I don't remember what the fucking dialects are. And I don't know what
Oh,
pro
maybe there is
Okay,
org.SQLite.
org SQLite. Yeah, your driver name is wrong. Um, so here's these two. Um, dialect
That's a
is
correct.
dialect is that, and that's about all you need that we have different.
Alright, let's try again.
Did you get the
Nope.
dialect, dude? No, you're missing your driver class too, dude. Your driver class, isn't it?
Yeah, here it is.
Org SQL. Okay, org SQLite. Yeah, that's right. And then database plat
Um,
database
yeah.
platform is org hibernate. No, you have org
Uh,
SQLite.
uh,
Org
uh,
community dialect.
no.
SQLite dialect. Okay. No, I'm just making sure you got everything up there right before we dive to the. Okay. So now, unable to create. Whoa, my bad. I zoomed in on my end. So
Uh,
this is defined in class. Defined in class path. Blah, 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 blah. Scroll
Able
down
to
because this is
resolve. No, it's unable to resolve name as a strategy. Okay, so it does not know what this dialect is.
as strategy. Yeah, as strategy org hibernate dialect. Um, Okay, what friggin' project did I do that we did SQLite in? I know we did a project where I used it, and I just can't remember what one it was. Um, was it YouTube demo?
I mean, do we even need this?
No, it wasn't that. We even need what? Sorry. Um, where in the hell? Recent projects, media stack. Oh, come on, now I lost my history? Where the fuck did I get my history back? That's not a history. Not a history either. Fuck me. Okay. Um, application failed to run. Yada yada yada. Hibernate direct files. Dialect without JDBC metadata. Please set Jakarta persistence dot for common cases or
Apparently, Spring really
hibernate
doesn't like to support
dialect.
SQLite.
You know what? Fuck it. Just do an H2 file. Um, okay. Just do an H2 file for now. I think that was the original thing I sent you, and we'll just worry about something else later.
Yeah, apparently my quick Google suggests that Spring completely does not support SQLite, which is just a boo moment from me.
Which is crazy
Uh,
because it said that it supported the driver and whatnot,
it
but
supports the driver, but not the dialect, which is
yeah.
weird
So
gotcha, bitch.
grab what I sent you for in the side chat there. H2 file. Just change that to
Data.app.
no. Just leave it as
.db.
whatever. It'll add the mv.db.
App,
So
okay.
yeah.
Try again.
Okay. Run that again. And do you have um?
Oh, we did not add the H2 to the dependency, did we?
No, I don't think we did. So let's pop in and do that.
I think we can do, what was it? Starter? Oh, no, it's in the POM.
Palm. It's in palm.xml.
Yeah. Add starters and let's search for H2.
There's an
H2 database.
H2 console, but there's a com H2 database dependency for the runtime.
Okay, so
Um,
it added the H2 database. Let's check that com.h. Yeah, there we go. Let's make sure this is
oh, you got to resync, Maven
sync
reload.
project, and let's rebuild.
There you go.
So H2 is an in-memory database, right? So it does not
Correct.
persist to file.
Ours does, because if you go into your
Oh, well, then.
palm.xml, if you go into your sorry, not your palm, into your application properties,
Oh, we told it to write
we
it to a
told it,
file. Okay, excellent.
notice how it says JDBC H2 file? Because we said file, we
Right.
told it to persist to an actual file.
Okay,
So
progress.
that being
So
said,
okay, so
that being said,
yeah. Well,
now
now we need to make a request. So let's curl. So that would be a post to localhost 8080.
8080
Let's actually
slash
do this in Vim
slash auth
slash auth.
slash
That the
auth slash
sorry, I forgot
auth
register.
slash
Yeah.
reg. I was trying to get that in
And then
there.
we need data needs to be a JSON.
Yep, and this needs to be
So
modeled after our registration request.
yeah, so let me add this bloat. So it needs to be an email. So it should be email. Probably need a single tick here. So okay, so email should be in blah at blah. Then password should be I don't know
Password
the
one two
most
three.
safe
Yeah, and then
the
we'll
most
try.
safe password. Repeat password.
Now, just for the sake of
That
testing,
needs to be this.
make that bitch 12345 or that, whatever.
All right, and let's try that. And
Look in your console. You gotta print out that something happened, but nothing got printed. Scroll
interesting.
down. Three lines got added to the console. And nothing got printed. Now go back into your console. What kind of reply did you get?
I didn't get
Nothing.
any reply.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So try it again, but with the passwords correct.
Still no responses.
Okay. Let's go back into
So
your.
let me just
I'm
see. So this is
confused.
supposed to be a post mapping
Yeah.
on auth register. Is it 8080? Yeah,
Yep.
8080.
8080.
The registration request seems fine. I hope I
You
didn't.
you have off. You have ultimate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On the left hand side, the three dots.
Oh, left-hand has readout.
I want you to click on. Why don't you have endpoints?
I have no idea. Maybe my ultimate isn't ultimate enough.
Interesting that you don't have endpoints.
It's a plugin which I don't have enabled. It. Apply.
That's hilarious,
Okay.
but I don't think that was the one I was. Yeah, right there, endpoints.
There we go.
So now,
Oh, nice.
auth register. Now, that's right. Oh, so now
Just
you do need to add in the body to that bit. So I'm not sure how you would do that
so
with this.
um. Ha.
You know what? Just to make this easier, go back into your controller, and we're gonna have to reboot the application.
So into the controller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now instead of an model attribute,
Yeah.
make that request body.
We need to import that, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's try again. Stop it
And then
and run it.
there we
It's
go.
zooming, and now I can try
go
and
back.
curl it. And
No. I want you to go back to the right-hand side, into the endpoint, and now click on that again. Now bring that up because that should have. Oh, that didn't do anything. Why did that not refix that? That should have clued in that
I
it was a
wonder. I
body.
think I may be forgetting.
Well, just click
I
on
may be
example.
forgetting.
Click on examples.
Yeah, just a sec.
Just click on examples. It's gonna. Just trust me.
Examples. Oh,
There you go. That's what we want right there.
I forgot to give it a header of content type. Ah, I'm stupid.
So copy that and paste it, and let's go.
Yeah, I was also stupid. I forgot to tell curl to be verbose.
So there we go.
Oh my god.
So now you got a 403.
Yeah, 403 is probably what?
403 is not authorized.
Forbidden. Interesting. So whatever I did is not allowed.
So Spring Security did not like that. So for the sake of the video,
But let me just make sure. Let me make sure
well,
I
hold
actually
on.
made the correct request.
You did.
I'm not
Just go into
100% sure.
Okay. Email
Let me just make sure I did it correctly. Yeah. Okay, well.
Again, I was gonna say just go back into IntelliJ.
Yeah.
And just go back to copy that and go back into HTTP request, or even better yet, framework. Drop down framework back into examples.
Oh, framework. Yeah.
No. Drop down into example. Into example framework. What the fuck is this? Okay, never mind. You're good with what you got.
I mean, okay, I can just try this in an actually better shell.
Well,
So
I was
if
gonna
I
say
do
pop
that,
into editor.
fail to collect.
Yeah, because it tried to hit the enter. You need to fill out the information. There we go. So now go down and fill out the information.
Localhost 8080.
Yep, and then you need to.
Oh. You
need
fill
to
out
fill
the
out
data.
fucking
Yep, my bad. It's read only. Ah, I hate the ID. Why is this ID so bad?
That's why I was trying to tell you, bro. You could have just went back to HTTP client, open in editor, paste, and do this. You weren't
Open
listening.
in editor. HTTP client. Open in editor.
Now, you need to put some stuff in there, dude.
Oh, I need to. No, but this is not even run with. I mean, the curl isn't even acceptable.
Well,
this is not even a good. Okay, hang on. Oh, we can make this happen. We're on Linux. So let me just go to a. So let's just go to documents. To where we at? So we're at documents Java bank backend. There we go. And now I'm just gonna make a test.sh file. That's gonna be run by bin bash. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yoink this and put that here. Location localhost 8080. Content type is application JSON. Blah, blah, and let's test the passwords first matching, and then we will test the not matching, and then I can chmod u plus xstat test.sh and test.sh. Okay, and it didn't. Oh, it maybe had. And of course it didn't do anything because I didn't tell it to do anything. No. So test.sh, I should be verbose, please.
403. So
It's 403 again, so it's not
okay.
helpful. It's not happy with off. Okay.
So
Security config in permit all.
No, again. So we're gonna go into pom.xml.
Yep.
And we're just gonna comment out Spring Security for now, and we're gonna take a deep dive into the security aspect on a different topic.
Okay.
So now
refresh that.
reload Maven, turn this back on, and you're going to need to get rid of some of your annotations. You're going to need to just comment out that class or delete that class, one of the two.
Alright, I'm just going to comment it. Yeah, it looks like the only problem because...
Nope, now you need to take it out here too, the user detail stuff. So comment out your user, just comment out your user. Oh, whoa, no, you can't. Oh, shit. Okay, you can't.
It's bizarre though that I'm getting 403 when
yeah, I know.
When I explicitly told it to permit everything.
Yeah, I know, but there's still
cannot.
there's still some shit going on under the hood of everything, which is why I'm just basically trying to tell you to just say fuck it to Spring Security for now.
Yeah, but we already use it in the user details service, which we heavily depend on.
Yes and no, only for a couple of things. I was going to tell you to get rid of some of that stuff. Like, just comment some stuff out for now. Just trust me, dude. Just trust me and roll with me, okay?
Okay, so we want to comment out the entire user service? Oh, not the entire.
No.
Load user by.
No. Yes, that one there. That's by itself. Comment that one out. Okay. Scroll up.
Yeah, so,
okay, and hold on.
I need this to be commented. Yeah.
Go back in where you were.
User service. We don't need the implements.
Yes, exactly. Get rid of the implement.
So I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. The encoder needs to go.
There you go. Okay.
These imports need to go.
Username exception you're using. Up. Or down.
The encoder needs to go again.
No, because you can't do that. You can't do that. Just or else throw. Or that works too.
Yeah, okay, let me just actually save this, comment it, and then...
or else throw.
Yeah, it's just delete that. There we go.
There we go.
Does that work?
Now, I believe you have one more class.
Yeah, this class, right, that one needed to go.
Okay, and now there still might be one more. I forgot about that one. Yep.
Yeah,
so
there's a bunch of...
in your authorization service. So
I mean, we can just comment out all of that.
Yes, sir. And now you need your password. Because you're not using a password encoder, so you can just comment that whole bean. There you go. Okay, there we go. And now I can test it, and 500. Nice, it's created it. So now if you look...
Provided passwords which didn't match.
Yes, and that was again because our users... Trust me, stay out of there. Go back to your user service. Because if you're looking at it, and you're trying to check, look at how you're checking things, and then tell me what you're doing wrong.
Whether two passwords are equal.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, are they? Passwords look equal to me.
Okay. Now replace that with objects.equals and like a not objects.equal. Because first off, you're saying if the pass. Okay, hold on.
Hmm.
Go back. Go back and look at that one more time and tell me what's going wrong.
I'm comparing whether one string is equal to the other string. I don't know.
Okay. And if string A is equal to string B, what's happening?
You got character for character, they're equal.
Okay. So again, why are you throwing a
Oh,
password?
so not equal.
There we go.
Oh my god, bad at programming.
It's okay. You got there. That's all that matters. We got there. So let's try this again.
So
Try
let's
again.
test. Oh, but I need to rerun it. Okay.
Yep. Right. Sorry. And now rerun
Rerun
this,
that
and you
and
should
test
get a
that SH
200.
and 200. Yeah, there we go.
200. Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
I want and it said the correct thing. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So if we do it again, we should get
An
why
error
500? Oh,
because the
user. Okay,
user
but we need
already
to set up.
exists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Now
should
that
probably handle that in the controller, no?
so hold on. So here's the thing. We're trying this stuff, but if you go into the create user method,
Mm-hmm.
notice how it's throwing two separate things.
Yeah.
So what are we not doing inside of the server, inside the other class?
Yeah, catching them. So we should try this and then catch a user exists exception.
Now
And
hold up. User exists, and then put a pipe, a single pipe, password exception.
or password mismatch exception E. And then what's the correct HTTP error?
For this case here, you can just return bad request, and then include a message of the e dot get
Oh,
message.
it's 403.
403
So
is
it's
the is
return
yes, for
response entity dot.
but this is not
Uh,
you're not hold on. You're not telling
hmm?
somebody that they're unauthorized at this point. A 403 is an unauthorized. What you're trying to tell the user is that there was an error. Okay? So you want to return
Oh, so that
a bad request,
a bad request. Yeah.
dot body.
Build.
No.
Body, yeah. Body, then build, and the body should be user already exists.
Or you could say something like there was an e
For
dot.
sure
In
not
that
gonna.
case, hold up. In that case, your exception is not being designed right from the get-go if you can't actually print or give some of that information away.
Well, I thought
It's
in
always
Java
best.
all exceptions contain a stack trace, no?
Well, all of them do, but if you're saying e dot get message, the message itself is only going to be something like array index out of bounds.
Oh, okay. I thought the message also contains a stack trace.
No, that is the print stack trace method that prints out the entire stack
Oh, I
trace.
see.
The message, or you can even get the caused by, and it will give you just the reason that the thing went sideways. But the
Makes sense.
fact that we are
Okay, so
overriding the
that's
message, yeah, so there we go. See how it returned
oh, there we go,
user,
400.
yeah, and then see how you got user blah blah already exists.
Nice, perfect.
Mhm.
That's excellent. That's beautiful. Wow.
There
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
so we got a working API. Well, one feature of the API. But so next time we gotta figure out how to do the security and not get 403s everywhere.
So yeah,
Well, almost everywhere.
we'll walk through the more secure aspect of this, and from there we'll also build out um, our bank account and
Right.
in there we'll add people so that they can have a checking account or a savings account, which is going to be very easy.
Yeah.
And then we'll have it so that they can both have a balance, and I'll show you how you can make one
Hmm.
entity to represent both of those two things. And as
Makes sense.
always, guys,
Exactly.
if you are interested in this, if you're interested in following along to see how this mentor session goes, by all means, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the next live stream that we do. If you're interested in Java basics and just getting to know things, there is a great website, midnightcoder.dev. You can take on some of the challenges that are on the website and get some of your own as well. If you are not if you're not subscribed to the Midnight Coder, there's something wrong with you. You must hate coffee. You have to hate Java if you're not subscribed, guys. Like, come on. We're trying to get these numbers up. We're trying to grow this community. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you're not. Hit that like button, whether you like it or not. If you enjoy coffee, if you enjoy cats, if you enjoy code, if you enjoy videos of me just yapping, which you probably don't. So in which case, don't do it. But hit that like button. Get us out there to more people. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure that we spread the word. Join the Midnight Fan Club, Midnight Coder Club. Become a Midnight Coder.
Mhm.
As always, keep your curiosity open, your skills sharp, and that coffee cup full, guys. Where's that? There it is. I'll catch you in the next one.